Programs shown by Judge Judy transformed the way courts functioned. After 25 years of being the undisputed queen of courtroom television, Judge Judy mysteriously disappeared. But Judy didn't step down from her position. She started over from the very beginning. Her current position and the things she has accomplished will astound you. Judy Schindlin, the future famous judge from Judge Judy, made an observation in February 1993. She had no idea that her life would be forever altered by what she had seen. Judy was a New York State bar exam pass-out in 1965. She wasted no time launching a career in business, landing a job as a cosmetics company's in-house lawyer. Nevertheless, an issue arose. She stayed for 2 years before realizing the job wasn't satisfying her. She ultimately chose to leave her job so she could focus entirely on raising her 2 children, Jamie and Adam. She eventually figured out that she needed to get back to work in 1972, but this time she was determined to find a job that would actually make her happy, and not just annoy her. An acquaintance had told her about a position for a prosecutor in the family court system in New York, so she applied. Judy was employed because she was deemed impressive. In 1982, New York Mayor Ed Koch appointed Judy as a criminal court judge due to her resolute demeanor and rapid rise to fame. She was promoted to the position of supervising judge in the Manhattan Division of the Family Court by 1986. Critics said Judy's brand of justice was severe and unforgiving, but Judy would have none of it. Still, Heidi Getlin begged her husband Josh to write about her because of her fame, which was largely due to her style. In a piece about Judy, Josh, a writer for the Los Angeles Times, portrayed her as a woman hell-bent on reforming the justice system so that it serves the public interest. Thanks to that piece, Judy was able to attract the notice of Rebel Entertainment talent managers Kay Switzer and Sandy Sprechman. They put Judy in touch with CBS, and the network eventually featured her on 60 Minutes. Judy became an overnight phenomenon across the country as the audience adored her on the show. Judy chose to capitalize on her sudden fame after she saw how popular she had become. Her 1996 book, Don't Pee on My Leg and Tell Me It's Raining, is a result of this problem. Once Judy had heard over 20,000 cases, she retired from her position as a family court judge. Judy had a cause for her resignation, but nobody knew that. Her appearance on 60 Minutes on CBS left viewers wanting more. An idea for a show similar to The People's Court was developed by Rebel Entertainment and their team, who then presented it to CBS. After they saw how much fun it would be to have a court program named after Judy, they asked her about being the judge. Despite her acceptance, she was unimpressed by the performance. There was no spark between her and her bailiff, who was the person she really desired. Picking up her phone, Judy recalled someone. Hawkins Bird was enthralled by Judy's book in 1995 after reading a news item about it. In a letter he wrote to her, he offered to don his bailiff uniform again if she ever needed one. Even before she finished speaking, he had already decided his response when his phone rang. Judge Judy was born that very moment, and it changed the face of television court programs forever. Bird and Judy had tremendous chemistry. The cold-hearted bailiff who didn't care about the outcome was he. As the litigants threatened to grow aggressive, he maintained a calm demeanor that the spectators adored. No matter the case, his fans couldn't wait for him to shout, "Order! All rise!" before the start. Judge Judy was among the most watched television shows of all time due to the incredible connection between the judges. The outcome of Bird and Judy's relationship is unfortunate. Later on, though, we will address that. 9 to 10 million people tuned in every day to see Judge Judy. There were other occasions when it even outrated Oprah Winfrey's show. There was a stage when the show was drawing more viewers than any other daytime program. What gave it the edge to become the most watched program? Soon, we will address it. People in the United States began to trust Judge Judy more than they did each of the Supreme Court justices as the show's popularity skyrocketed. But the viewers didn't view Judy as your average judge. To them, she was in the same league as the most iconic figures in pop culture history. Any show that was trying to draw in viewers would mention Judge Judy. Still, the show failed to win any daytime Emmys, despite the show's widespread acclaim. Ignoring this, Judy continued to get accolades and recognition from all corners. The Hollywood Walk of Fame bestowed a star upon Judy in February 2006, and in October 2012, she was inducted into the Broadcasting and Cable Hall of Fame. Even after receiving an award from the UCD Law Society's vice president in April 2013, Judy remained dissatisfied. A trophy for her show would mean the world to her. Even though she was frightened, she managed to persuade herself that the award-winning shows had already ended or been canceled. Even when she lost, Judge Judy continued to draw in big crowds and showed no signs of stopping. But then, in 2013, something significant occurred. The show's first Emmy came after 15 nominations, and Judge Judy went on to win a slew of other accolades. Once again, it took home the Emmy in both 2016 and 2017. In 2014, at the Heroes of Hollywood ceremony, Judy received the Mary Pickford Award from the Hollywood Chamber Community Foundation. She continued to get accolades on her own. Judy may be most proud of her Guinness World Records for having the longest-running courtroom show and for being the longest-serving judge or arbiter in the history of courtroom-themed television, which she received on September 14, 2015. Judy was making a tidy sum from the event, and that wasn't even counting the accolades she received. It was in the news because of her enormous profits. As a result, her net worth increased to $95 million in early 2005. Her pay was approximately $25 million, and she was ranked 13th among the 20 wealthiest women in entertainment by Forbes. Not everyone was happy about her fortune, but some thought it was unjust that she made so much money, while judges who oversaw the day-to-day operations of the courts were paid far less. We will get to the other criticisms Judge Judy received later on. Judy was tired despite her money, but she loved performing and the spell she cast on her audience. The decision by the studio to raise her income to $45 million per annum only enhanced her enjoyment of her work. However, this growth did have one notable quality. Despite this, the show's popularity remained high, and viewers adored Judy because she portrayed a justice system they would like to see in real life. The audience wants cases resolved quickly, without bureaucratic red tape, attorney meddling, or drawn-out appeals. Her brilliance and decades of expertise in family court earned her the nickname Human Lie Detector among her devoted fans. Judy, in their eyes, was a true champion of justice since she dealt a crushing blow to those responsible for wrongdoing. But it wasn't the case for everyone. Many viewers of the original Judge Judy shows praised her for being patient and fair, but there were others who thought she wasn't quite up to par. They have gone as far as to ask whether she could face disbarment. They said she showed prejudice towards particular demographics, interrupted litigants, and made snap judgments about cases. Some have said that Judy becomes rude and uncaring whenever she is required to interact with individuals who are low income or rely on governmental assistance. What many people were unaware of, though, was that Judge Judy had an issue. Over the years, judges' tolerance for litigants dwindled, and she became increasingly stern. Judy didn't take enough breaks since the performance was beneficial for everyone involved. She could not have possibly taken a break at all. Litigants were paid to appear on the show. The amount they could earn ranged from $100 to $500, with the maximum amount depending on variables, including the amount of time they spent in front of the screen. Around $250 was even awarded to certain litigants. After receiving free or almost free housing in Hollywood and having all of their filming expenses covered by the show, they are now being asked to pay this amount. The show continues to act as an advocate for the defendants, even when Judge Judy grants them exemptions from paying fines. Allegedly, a large number of litigants participate on the show by inventing disputes in order to earn money. This is why some have said that Judge Judy is more interested in drama than reality. Judy contemplated retirement in 2010 because to the overwhelming number of litigants, but she was bound to continue working until her contract expired in 2014. Something horrible occurred long before her contract expired, but she did say she would quit then. Everything appeared regular when Judy arrived on set on March 30, 2011, except for the fact that she was completely worn out. As usual, Judy carried on with her day. Seemingly unremarkable, however, it was anything but. The bailiff proceeded to call a case, while Judy listened to the parties, but the screen went black as soon as the proceedings began. Judy had passed out. The ambulance took her to the hospital in an instant. After doing tests on her, the physicians discovered that she had experienced a mini-stroke. Judy persisted, though. Instead, she was named the highest-paid TV celebrity the same year she received a pay raise, an extension on her contract, and a number of other benefits. Her success was so overwhelming that she was even granted a spin-off in 2014, which she named Hot Bench. Unbeknownst to her, this spin-off would land her in a sticky situation. By signing a new contract extension in 2017, Judy ensured that her brand of justice will remain until 2021. Her pre-tax earnings reached $147 million as a result of the contract renewal, which also introduced further complications that we will discuss shortly. After receiving her pay raise, Judy put retirement plans on pause, saying she would only resign if her show lost viewers. She was enthusiastic about her job and felt energized overall, but now she had a thought. But before she made the announcement, she started planning how to make her concept a reality. Judy kept playing Judge Judy while she worked on that concept, and in March of 2020, she made the announcement that her fans had been waiting for. She made the announcement that the show will be ending on the anniversary of its 25th season while appearing on the Ellen DeGeneres show. Unfortunately, she didn't get the send-off she had hoped for during her final days on the show. A multi-million-dollar lawsuit was filed against CBS television distribution in 2016 by Rebel Entertainment Partners, Inc., and its president, Richard Lawrence. Since it was their former workers, Kay Switzer and Sandy Sprechman, who introduced Judy to CBS, he and his company claimed that CBS was attempting to deprive them of the show's earnings. Rebel asserted that CBS's inability to pay them was due to the fact that Judy was being paid too much by CBS. They went so far as to say the show wasn't making nearly as much money as CBS was claiming. This legal maelstrom ensnared Judy, and the lady who brought justice to others was accused of unfairly taking advantage of those who assisted her. Judy and CBS were said to have withheld information about other spin-offs from Rebel in order to avoid sharing earnings with Rebel. Judy wasn't prepared to be walked over after years of being a tough lawyer and an even tougher judge. Refuting the claims, she presented her defense. She said Richard was unsatisfied with her more than $17 million from the show because he was too greedy. Even after they met before the show started, she claimed he was a self-centered jerk who ignored her and never got in touch with her again. She justified CBS's compensation by saying it was commensurate with the value she provided to the company. Did CBS really get that much value out of her? After hearing her case, the court in 2018 ruled that Judy had not been overpaid and that CBS had been remiss in their treatment of her. Nevertheless, Judy was not entirely exempt. She and CBS were ordered by the court to notify Rebel of any spin-off according to the ruling. Just like on the Judge Judy program, there were many more surprises in store for you if you thought the drama had ended. The verdict left Rebel Entertainment and Richard unsatisfied. They attempted an appeal, but CBS had had enough of the legal drama. They wanted their legal drama to end fast because they had been airing dramas about other individuals for years. Consequently, they reached out to Rebel Entertainment in 2020 and struck an agreement with them. Rebel was certain that they had CBS under their control and advocated for yet another lawsuit. By this point, Judy had had enough, and they had joined her as defendants. Not only did she not want to negotiate with Rebel, but she also countersued them for $22 million, claiming unethical business tactics. The conflict had begun, but Judy encountered a problem. If she wished to have a case, the court requested that she also file a countersuit against CBS. Judgment was looming on Judy. Either she would be loyal to CBS, or she would fight for the money she sought. Because she opted for loyalty, her case was lost. Nothing bothered her. There was no breach of contract between CBS and Rebel, according to the California Court of Appeal, which affirmed the lower court's decision. Based on the court's ruling, CBS was required to pay Rebel the agreed-upon amount in accordance with the terms of their contract. It turned out, though, that Judy had been actively seeking a 3-year contract increase all along. So, even though she felt overwhelmed at times, she desired more work. She could finally revel in her triumph, but it was short-lived. She also had to deal with a different litigation. And this time, once friendly individuals become adversaries. Judy, CBS Corporation, CBS Studios, and Big Ticket Television were sued by Jay Robinson, who was appointed trustee by Kay Switzer and Sandy Sprechman. His former Rebel Entertainment staffers were allegedly owed royalties for finding Judy, according to their claims. They claimed that Judge Judy would not exist if that finding and subsequent introduction to CBS had not occurred. Judy was unconcerned because this was just another case that the two would submit. The situation was indeed as inconsequential as she had said. It was dismissed in 2021 by the court because it failed to establish any merit. Judy had a hand in a number of other cases as well. Randy Douthat's wife, Patrice Jones, filed a lawsuit against Judge Judy in March 2013 in her capacity as executive producer. Judy, she said, had conspired with her husband to purchase pricey silverware and fine china that she herself possessed. The situation was getting out of hand, so Judy handed Randy Douthat the silverware, and he gave them to Judy again. A number of more litigation involving Judy persisted. One of these, from March 2014, stands out. John Haymond, an attorney, so posed as Judge Judy for a few advertisements. Even though a show producer informed the lawyer that they couldn't use Judy's image in their advertising, the lawyer ignored the producer's warnings and kept releasing new ads. This made Judy unhappy, so she took legal action. Judge Judy claimed that Haymond and his law business had exploited her likeness in TV commercials without her consent, creating the misleading impression that Judge Judy had given her personal endorsement of Haymond's legal practice. But Haymond wasn't going to back down. Additionally, he asserted in his countersuit that Judy had slandered him and his business. He claims that he agrees to appear in advertisements for Judge Judy's show because he was approached by local TV stations. But nobody bought it, and Haymond saw he was losing, so he approached Judy about a deal. Judy dropped the case, and he gave to her charity. It seems like Haymond lost sight of Judy's potential for resiliency. Her current success is a direct result of her resilience. Even after Judge Judy departed the airwaves, Judy had no intention of retiring. In that amount of time, what would she accomplish? She could have retired to spend time with her elder grandchildren, but instead, she made something with them. Judy devised a scheme before to Judge Judy's departure. She had the brilliant idea of making a new courtroom show, a variation on Judge Judy, that would appeal to viewers of all ages. Her creation was Judy Justice. She decided to enlist her granddaughter's help because she wanted someone younger for the job. But she opted out of the new show with Bailiff Byrd in an effort to attract a younger demographic. She informed Byrd that she was unable to meet his compensation requirements. Given their lengthy history together, Byrd felt Judy should have consulted him before making such a significant life decision. Thus, he was taken aback by this. Despite her pain, Byrd knew she had to let go and go on, unless the fans rejected it. Judy would likely do something similar to Byrd before. She avoided him like the plague whenever the show wasn't airing and never once treated him like a friend. The show earned its first Emmy, which was fine with Byrd. His heart sank. Not even on the same row did he and Judy sit. His seat was 20 rows behind his. Also, Judy delegated the task of presenting the prize to someone else, so that she might receive the honor. Her devoted following took note, and they were not about to let her get away with another display of such rudeness. After viewers of Judy Justice's new show saw that their favorite man wasn't playing the role of bailiff, they began to criticize Judy for her actions. Finally, the true cause became apparent. Judy wanted someone who could connect with the younger demographic, so she turned down Byrd's offer to appear on her new show. She almost lost her loyal following when she did it. Judy swiftly returned Byrd, but this time with a twist, after realizing her error. She even extended an offer for him to play the bailiff in Tribunal Justice, a spin-off series. Is Judge Judy still missing? Judy Justice has emerged, and she is even more powerful than before.